If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Before I take any phone calls, though, I want to talk about the Ravens because you were alluding to it as I was going to the break, and I wanted to give you a forum for this because I've looked down many times for Section 513. It's been 13 years since the Ravens been back. How many times have you stood on the field as one of the coaches of the week?
Well, I've been fortunate and been there a few times.
Right. I mean, I've seen almost every year I feel like you're down there at some point. Did you ever win the big award?
I didn't. I'll tell you what, my best friend Ben Eaton won it before he passed. That was as good as winning it myself. So.
Well, for you, all those years of doing that, I think that that's just a wonderful thing. And I'd see Keith Mills or whatever down on the field doing the awards and all that. For you with the Ravens, I guess I go back to '85. Like I said, I met you then, covered your first state championship, and it had to be an awakening. I mean, every kid played baseball here for a long period of time.
Right.
Then they were playing lacrosse, and they still are. Soccer's always been big, certainly down in Columbia. You talk about Oakland Mills and Darryl G. and Armstrong, all those guys down there. But football, over the last 13 years in our area now, every kid wants to be Ray Lewis. Every kid's going to want to be Joe Flacco or Todd Heap or Matt Stover, whatever it is. Talk about what it's meant to have the Ravens back, not just from the community aspect, but from what it's fed you as a football coach.
Well, I think what happens is that, you know, when you do as good a job as the Ravens do year in and year out at putting quality teams on the field, having good players that go out like Ray and Todd Heap, those guys go in the community and give back. You know, the coaches have been exceptionally good to the high school coaches. If you have questions, you can get in touch with them. They give you good answers. They're great guys. You know, and traditionally, as they lose great coaches, they fill it in with new coaches. So, I mean, I was one of the kids who grew up with the Colts. You know, Amici scored 58. I think I broke my ankle jumping off the couch. You know,
you don't look old enough to remember 58.
Oh yeah, I was about 10 or 11 years old, but people just loved the Colts so much that when they left, people just had a great void. Now, the people who weren't fortunate enough to have been with them, I mean, there still was a void, but not as much. But when the Ravens came back, I mean, and to come back in a style that they did, and to go on and win, I mean, you know, not long ago, we were struggling with youth football to get it alive, and the NFL realized it, and they put time and effort into it. Certainly the Ravens have, but people in general realize that football is a good thing for kids. It teaches life lessons. That it's the only place you can learn. It's on a football practice field. I don't know how much you learn on a game field. It's just so much.
Like give me examples.
Yeah, practice for about hard work, being on time, working as a team, committing yourself to a given set of rules and living by them, and working together with teammates to accomplish a single goal rather than being me-oriented. You know, to be willing to spend time and energy in a long term, not immediate gratification. So they're the things that are critical. And so the more kids, and you just look around, and tonight when I leave, I'm going to speak to a group, in fact, it's a little Ravens group out in Columbia about the same things that we're talking about, the football's about. So to have that come back in our society at this point in time, especially when it's as tough as it is out there for a lot of people, I think football is going to be a huge part of getting us through a difficult time in society, because, I mean, football teaches those things. If you look at it, there's always going to be some tough times. You just got to rebound back from them.
Doug Duvall in studio. We're going to take.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.